More than 400 million is said to be going back into the pockets of the city's property owners. This comes after the approval of additional rates relief for distressed residents. The MMC of Finance, Jolidi Matongo, unpacked this for us.
We did promise the residents of our city that at the end of July, at the council meeting, we'll present a rates relief program to give relief to the residents who are hardest hit by the COVID pandemic. Indeed, we went to the council meeting and presented a rates relief program, which basically seeks to make sure that for a period of 3 months, when the lockdown was at its peak, level 5, level 4, and level 3, when most of the businesses and most of our residents could not go to work and the businesses could not open, we then give relief in terms of the property rates that were supposed to be paid for that period of 3 months. They do not have to apply for it. It will automatically be uploaded and credited towards them. But with business, because we've got a number of businesses that continue to operate during the lockdown, we are asking that businesses should then apply and then provide the necessary information like bank statements to prove that indeed they were hardest hit by the COVID pandemic, so that we don't want to give a blanket, a relief to business, whereas other businesses would have been operational. So we're asking businesses to apply. The system will open, but we're asking everybody who's supposed to apply at least by the 30th of November so that they do not miss out on the relief.
We also asked the MMC how they planned on recouping debt that is owed to the city, which we now know amounts to a whopping 30 billion rand.
We have already started the credit management processes in the past 2 weeks, where we have taken a view that government departments do not have a reason why they are not paying the city. The fiscus has allocated money to government departments. If they owe us, they need to pay us. We have taken a view as well that there are businesses, big businesses, that continued to operate during the pandemic and have not been affected. There's no reason why they should not be paying the city. In addition to that, we are looking at councillors in the city of Johannesburg who continue to receive a salary at the end of each month. They are not affected by the pandemic in relation to their pay. So we have taken a decision to say those 3 categories, government departments, big business that continue to operate during the pandemic, including councillors in the city of Johannesburg, need to pay for the services. So for the past 2 weeks, we have sent out pre-termination notices and reminders to those. We've already actioned some of the disconnections in some of the police stations. We are going for our own councillors, our own colleagues who are not paying, who do not have payment arrangements. I think it's quite clear. If you are a councillor, you are obliged to pay for the services. You must lead by example.
Now allow us to reflect on a story that we did with one of the largest real estate companies in Southern Africa. Remax SA CEO Adrian Goslet shared frustrations from the property sector in dealing with lockdown restrictions.
If you find yourself in a tough financial position right now, and you need to offload your home either to move into a rental type space or to reduce your bond repayments because you want to scale down, or whatever the reason may be, I can't help you. And if I can't help you, that means you're going to continue to pay those high bond repayments, get yourself further into debt, and potentially I can't even help to take your property to the bank to form part of their what they call distressed property programs to limit your debt risk. So now you fall into further debt. If the longer your property or someone else's property stays on the market, well, it's a supply and demand thing, isn't it? So the more stock that comes on, the more pressure there's on price, the lower the price goes, increasing your debt levels. But the banks don't hand out money without it having to be repaid. And the way that the economy is structured right now under lockdown is if you're unable to work in whatever industry that is, you're unable to earn an income. If you can't earn an income, you can't make those repayments. And if you can't make those repayments, well, then you're going to have to offload something. So I think certainly you have seen inflated prices over the last few years. And I believe the COVID-19 pandemic will probably bring that back to an equilibrium, and even more so.